If you keep getting triggered, it's not because you're broken, it's because your body is attempting to finish a story it never got to complete. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 ways that triggers are actually powerful teachers. And if you're new to my work, my name is Sam, and I help people rewire their subconscious mind by accessing their nervous system through breath work. And we can do so in as little as 90 seconds, and I'll teach you that in this video. So first things first, the first reason that triggers are actually powerful teachers, they're activating old wounds. So think about it this way. When you are in the heat of the moment and you're feeling your nervous system shift into the sympathetic nervous system, that alert state, and you might feel heavy and even fiery type emotions running through your body. Well, what's actually happening is that the reaction now that you're currently feeling is coming up because back then you actually didn't feel safe. So even though in triggered states, a lot of times you might be thinking to yourself, that doesn't make any sense because when I get triggered, I don't feel safe in that moment. But the truth is, that's just your mind that's telling you that you're not safe. You see how the amygdala, that's a piece in the brain, it scans for threats. So when those inner alarms start to go off, understand that you have the opportunity to respond now because the trigger is in association with an event that happened in the past. And oftentimes, when these triggers come up, if we can have this mindset of wanting to work through it from an empowered state, it's because on a subconscious level, that means that 95% of our awareness makes up the subconscious. On a subconscious level, we already know, hey, we're ready to move through this. So it's in reality really that's the small self that wants to keep you stuck and wants to keep you limited. If you're coming from an empowered state, then you already understand, hey, this is okay. I am safe right now, and whatever I'm feeling is literally just an association with something in the past. So it's this mindset shift of wanting to work through it. Now, the second way that triggers are working for you as powerful teachers is that you got to think about it this way. There's the trigger, then there's the pattern, and then there's the root. So when, again, you feel the trigger, it's an association with the past state. And now you can look at those patterns and you can start to get curious. Okay, so when this is coming up, how do I naturally react? Because if we don't have the awareness around it, we're just reacting. The difference between reacting and responding is coming from an empowered state, realizing that you can choose something different. And when you go from that trigger to recognizing the pattern, that's a response, and the awareness around that, now we can access the root. So that brings us into the third way that triggers are working for us, and that is actually getting to the root. So how do we get to the root? This is why I love doing subconscious reprogramming stacked with breath work. You see, because a lot of times people either just work on subconscious reprogramming or they just work on breath work. And think of it this way. Feelings are the language of the body. So that would be your nervous system, that would be breath work. And thoughts are the language of the mind. So that's reprogramming the subconscious mind. So it's just like how most people say mental health, but they're not actually thinking about their emotional health. It's just as important, if not more, to focus on your emotional health as it is your mental health. And for those reasons, I like to actually stack subconscious reprogramming with breath work, which is very rare. Like I said, most of the time, people just focus either on the mind or the body, the feelings or the thoughts, right? We're doing both, and that's how we're actually going to get to the root. So in this third way that triggers are working for you, think about it this way. PFC, that's the prefrontal cortex. That's your analytical mind. That's your logical mind. It goes offline when you're in that triggered state. That's why, like, for me, when I feel triggered, I think of the movie Kill Bill, where the main character what's her name? Beatrice Kiddo, right? We don't find that out till later. But the actress Uma Thurman, if you've ever seen Kill Bill, this will resonate with you. When she sees those people that she's going after, she's got the inner alarms. It's like, that was a terrible impersonation, but you get the idea. She's got that inner alarm going off. That's that heightened, triggered state. So what's happening is the prefrontal cortex, that's our thinking, analytical, our logical mind, it goes offline. What comes online? The limbic brain. The limbic brain almost hijacks our system, and that's our emotional state, and that's why we can't think clearly during a heightened state. So what we can do instead is the 90-second reset. And this is what I alluded to earlier at the beginning of the video. Basically, there's something called the 90-second rule. And this was brought to us by Dr. Jill Bolte Taylor, who is a neuroanatomist. She taught that we can move through emotions in as little as 90 seconds. And the reason is because our body has a 90-second physiological response when we experience that emotion. Yet most of us, that's again on a subconscious level, we disassociate, we numb, and we avoid. We basically distract ourselves from feeling that emotion. So our body can't actually move through what's coming up. It gets stuck and it gets stored in the body. And when we don't move through, when we don't fully process that negative thought, that negative feeling, or that trigger, well, that energy gets stuck and it gets stored in the body, which creates a new thought loop and sends a new signal into the body that I'm not safe. So if you want to move through your triggers, if you want to stop having them really hold you back in your life and just always feeling like you're in this fight or flight, these are the 3 things you need to know. Number 1, it's a mindset shift. Understand this is happening for me. I'm ready to release this, and it's an old wound that's associated with a previous event. Right now, we could say, overreacting, even though for some people that might be a little bit triggering just to hear that. And this is where the work comes in, right? Can you understand that your subconscious is ready to release it? Number 2, recognize the pattern. The trigger is coming up to teach you the pattern so that you can get to the root of it. And that finally leads us into the 3rd step, getting to the root. How do we do that? We stack subconscious reprogramming with breath work. Now, if you're loving this and you're thinking, oh my God, this makes so much sense, what do I do next? Join my free breath club. Literally, it's completely free. Every single week, I lead you through guided breathwork sessions, and we have an online community for support as well. Now, if you're someone that's saying, hey, Sam, I'm all in. I'm ready to go deep. I want to get to the root of this, and I'm like, how can I work with you? I do something that's called a breakthrough session. It's about a 4 to 6 hour session long, and I'm certified as a hypnotherapist in MER and NLP and all these different modalities, and that is literally how I do my breakthrough sessions. It's stacking nervous system regulation with breathwork with subconscious reprogramming so that we can get to the root. So if you want that deep dive, hit me up. You have all my contact information because you're watching this video. But at the very least, join the free online community. It's called the Breath Club. I'll see you there.